Welcome
Welcome.
to Shade and the City. I'm your girl Treese,
It's Nels.
and today we're getting ready to review Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6, episode 11, Betty Blues. Yes, if y'all have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
And the subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into it. And if for all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day
Yes, happy Father's Day.
and happy Juneteenth. Let's get shady. So we're picking up on the continuation of the meeting regarding the Black Expo. Now, Maurice and Kimmy both point out, as we know, that this is a comeback initiative. Marsau admits that it is, but the only reason it was presented as a Black event, BLAQ event, was because anything they seem to do with comeback group apparently seems to be dysfunctional. And so Kimmy calls him out and lets him know that he was the dysfunction of the comeback group. So if anybody, but basically
And
you are the problem, sir.
he said you can call it whatever you want to call it, as long as everybody is involved. Can I get
Right.
everybody's vote, please?
So then Kimmy then also addresses that it was Mel that kind of wanted to dissolve and kind of remove herself from the group. And asked her if she even comfortable working with them again. And so Mel asked them for a date of the event. Tisha lets them know that she wants or has locked in March 8th. And then Mel and Maurice are actually booked during that time, is what it seemed like. And then Maurice suggested that Mel can do a master class online. And Tisha quickly shuts that down. I was like, no, we're not doing that. That's not what we're doing. And so I appreciate it when so Mel kind of calls her out and was like, well, you want me to be here. I can't be here in the capacity that you would like, yet that's not okay either. So she's just trying to understand. And Maurice basically says that if all six aren't going to participate, he ain't doing it. Point blank, period. So now, Marsau and Tisha aren't really sure what to do. And the confessional, Marsau actually goes on to say he would be okay with moving forward without Melody, but Tisha lets him know that that's not a possibility because Maurice ain't doing it. And yeah, and so I
She
guess
said she gonna pray on it.
yeah, she says she's gonna pray about it, but she basically says that she's trying to take baby steps. They've been through a lot in the last few years and even last couple months, and she's just trying to, see where she feels most comfortable. But obviously, Marcel is just like, well, I don't understand. This is baby steps. Why can't you commit to that? And I was like, okay, chill out, Marcel. Okay,
And she
you
said that's
want
my opinion.
you want her to be there. You want her help, but it's just very strange to me how people the
She
nerve
was
of it,
like,
the
okay,
audacity.
and that's how you feel,
Right.
but it's about me and this is how I feel. I said,
Okay.
okay, shut that down, Mel.
Right.
So apparently, after all of that, Mel needed some release. Okay, so she decided to take a pole dancing class that
And this
she
is super
invited
cute.
Nell Fletcher to. Now I did notice this episode they didn't spell her name Nail like fingernail. They spelled it Nell.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
don't know what the hell her name is.
Maybe they finally correct, or
I
maybe
don't
she finally corrected him. She was like, "Y'all gonna stop."
play with my name. Now Mel said that she feels comfortable with Nell being in her inner circle, and that has not wavered because she trusts her and she's never had to question that her heart is pure when it comes to her.
Right.
So it was giving shots fired to me. Um, and like everybody else, you don't think so?
What'd you say? It's giving
I said
shots
I
fired.
said it was giving shots fired.
I can see that. I
Oh,
thought you meant to somebody directly. Destiny?
no,
Oh, Tisha?
Stormy.
Oh, Stormy. Oh, okay. See, I didn't catch that shot. I didn't.
It was
Okay.
that's what it was given to me anyway.
Oh, okay.
Only because that's who she's been, having a miscommunication with this season. Every season is somebody else.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, like everybody else, Nell wants to know this lady's business. And she asked her, how was her Valentine's? Mel was not rude at all to her like she was to Kimmy. And she said, you know what? I trust her enough to spill one little bean. I ain't gonna spill it all, but I give her a little drop
Little
of
nugget, little nugget.
no. So Mel did tell her that, he's special and they're in a good space. And she said he checks off all her boxes, including ones she didn't even know she had, and that is her prince, okay? But said that she ain't saying no names until she got that last name.
Okay.
Now,
I love to see Mel happy and glowing and in a good space. And I hate to say it might be from protecting her peace.
Now, Nell, Jesus Christ. Nell, she wasn't too happy about that. But, regardless, she says that she loves it for her and she's happy for her and it is well deserved. So then she opens up about the meeting for the Black Expo event and says, there's still a lot of bad blood between her, the Scotts, and Martell. And she's really not ready to jump back into bed with them just yet. And she said she want to be solo like Beyonce.
Okay.
All the single ladies. Marsau and Tisha, they went to go look at an apartment. Oh, goodness. And this man tells her that her and the girls can stay in an apartment while him and his son stay at the house. Tisha was not going for it. She said, y'all are not about to have no bachelor pad. Of course, he a quick little slick talk. And he's like, it's my son. I ain't about to have no bachelor pad. I can't, that's how I get the work done faster. You know what I mean? You see what I did last time you wasn't around. I was just out here working. Now, if you don't want that, then we're going to have to pay somebody to put in the work for me. And that's going to come out of both of our money.
And Tisha said, okay, then let her do it. That's what we're going to do. She said, but I know where you will be sleeping. You can go work.
He said, if you want me, you got to pay for it. She said, all right, I got that check. I got that check, boo.
I said, well, okay, Marsau, you're not playing with it. I mean, but like I said, I'm surprised you let the man go to Africa by himself. So I don't think, him living down the street or wherever.
She, that's a trip. She probably think like he couldn't have met nobody over there. But when I tell you the missions is bad, that missions is bad. You must have got some misinformation. But she probably feel like, he could have been talking to somebody around the corner for them. So she'd rather know where he at when he close to home. You better watch that man at all times, boo. Out of state, out the country, in the state, everywhere.
Marsau and Courtney meet up at Marsau's. I guess they're building an upscale barbershop called Beam.
Yeah, for a client.
And apparently, kudos to them. They've apparently been leasing all of their spaces in the shopping center. And they're still in talks for the last spot with Slutty Vegan. So I was like, okay, y'all about y'all business. Now, Courtney comes to Marsau for advice on working with family. Courtney shares that they had to fire Stormy's cousin, Junior, and that's like his little brother. And, Marsau shares that
he's Stormy's first cousin.
Right. And Marsau shares that he had to actually fire Maurice before because he was stressing out and it was affecting his business. And so
his other brothers.
Huh?
And his other brothers.
Oh, well.
And Marsau said, I'll let him go.
Right. He said, if it ain't about the money. And
he said, ain't nothing to cut that off.
Okay. So Marsau advises him that, he needs to separate the family and the business. And Courtney says he went from, talking to Junior every day to now not hearing from him. So he basically wants to fix it. And then Tisha wants to meet with Mel and basically dig deeper and, be like, what is the real issue, Mel? I think money is just an excuse.
She don't believe it's about the money.
And, she just wants her to be honest and say if she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to do it.
And boy, was she.
I loved it. But I felt like Tisha could just read a room. You know what I mean? For somebody that may not want her, I don't know. So anyway, they talk about, because I feel like they want her if it's going to be on their terms. So if it's not going to be on
Oh,
your terms,
oh, they want Mel.
yeah, they want Mel as if it's going to be on their terms. And so my thing is, Mel is like, I'm going to try to help in any capacity, but if it's not, I'm not doing things by your terms. And I think that was what Maurice was even saying in the meeting. Like, if this is going to be something that we do together, it needs to be our collective ideas, not just Tisha and Marsau dictating to us what we're going to do. That's what the real issue is.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you know, they talk about the kids and, you know, make a little small talk. And then Tisha wants to get into, you know, how it is co-parenting and, you know, being able to take a break from your kids regularly. And so Mel basically, she's like, I'm not even diving that deep with you, but, you know, I'm used to it at this point. It was difficult at first. Nobody wants to be separated from their kids. And yeah, she basically cuts it off there and it's like, but they good. And so then Tisha brings up how she felt Mel didn't really show up at the meeting, and that's not who she's used to. You know, she's normally a leader. And Mel explains that a lot has changed from the Mel she was 3 years.
You referring to when we was on better terms, boo?
Right.
That's what you talking about.
Okay. And so she said that you can't expect her to show up as that person. Mel tries to explain that she wants to take her time, as we talked about her baby steps. And she's not trying to be not trying to be around Martell like that, for real, for real.
Or be in business with him.
Right. So Tisha admits that Mel has valid points. But it's not about us. It's about the community. It's about the community.
Listen, what this lady said was there was a lot said from certain people, Tisha, okay, in particular. And basically she said, you know,
You
that
want
she's
my
not about
dark
to do
soul to now all of a sudden be so willing to work.
exactly. And she said, you know what? God has not put her in the space yet to be ready to jump in bed with y'all. So she's not about to do it just because it's for the community. Mel said she out here serving the community by her damn self. She don't need y'all to do it.
Okay. And Mel says that she'll help from the background. And then Tisha, I didn't really understand this part. Tisha tells her, well, if that's basically her decision, she wants her to go with her to visit the venue and tell them herself that she won't be a part of it. And I was like, but she never committed to being a part of it. So why would
is that what she said?
That's how Shade Squad, drop down in the comments, let us know what you think. Did I misunderstand that? But that's how I got it. Was Tisha was like,
I thought she only wanted her to go look at the event space with her.
No, I felt like she said she wanted her to go with her and look at the event space and then tell them that she won't be a part of it this year or something like that. And I was like, but Mel never committed to that. And you see how Mel kind of was like, and I was like,
that's why it don't make a difference because Mel completely ignored it. Tisha said, "Did you hear me?" She said, "Nope," and kept on eating. And then left, said, "You got this bill, boo? I'm outie." Listen, that's how you do it. How you do it. Stormy is burning some sage for Miss Bettie, who was telling her, you know, I told you so. I told you you can't be working with friends, family, and you know, business, it just don't mix. Okay. Apparently, Aunt Lisa, Miss Bettie's sister, she is not too happy. Aunt Lisa's feeling some type of way that Stormy wasn't the one that told her, instead of Miss Bettie. But what really made no sense to me is that you ain't mad at your son for not telling you that he got fired, but you mad at Stormy for not telling you. And your response is your son is grown. You can't control what he do. So you can control me. You can control what I do.
well, not
I'm
even that.
confused.
I think the biggest problem, I guess I'll get into it later, but
Well, basically, Miss Aunt Lisa, she says she want to hear from the business owner. Okay, she's tired of hearing from the mama. And once again, Miss Bettie jumped her ass back in it. And you know, she felt like Junior mistreated Stormy after she paid $15,000 to get him out of jail. And Lord have mercy, why did she say that? Because this just threw Miss Lisa over the edge. Okay, she jumped the hell up. She said, you know, basically, oh, why you do all this for the cameras? You doing too much. And then apparently then she said something about Stormy being locked up, and Miss Bettie just on the couch laughing. She thinks this shit is hilarious. Because she thinks it's funny that Lisa tried to spill some tea on Stormy being locked up for 3 days. when she was a teenager. And Stormy let us know. She was like, it wasn't a real thing. You know, the judge saw me, so I was a great student, dismissed all my shit. Okay. I don't even know why she brought this up, but thanks, Miss Lisa. Now, after all of this BS, Stormy said, you know, basically, this is it's always the same with them. They always got the same issues. It was not always like this, apparently. They used to be thick as thieves, but not anymore. Ever since her grandfather got sick. Now, Junior told Miss Bettie, basically, like, you think it's cool to be airing out people's laundry and all your clothes ain't clean? I said, oh, drop the tea, boy, drop the tea. But he didn't even get a chance because she said, I don't even want to talk to you. Okay, you a condescending little prick. Miss Betty, what your nephew, ma'am? What is going on? So then Stormy, she went to go check on her aunt, and basically her aunt told her, look, I don't even want to talk to that lady. That lady's evil. I'm not dealing with her. She keep on coming for my children. It's a problem. Okay. So Lisa told her that basically eventually she went to house. Lisa told her that she hopes she wins an Academy Award, okay, because she's willing to sell her family, and you are no longer my sister. Apparently selling her family is spilling the tea that her son was locked up before. And you know what? I kind of feel like the son, he'd been locked up before. Who gives a damn? I mean, it's really not that serious. But
It's not, but
really, but I can understand in a way where Lisa's coming from. What was the point of you even bringing it up? You know what I'm saying?
can I say my unpopular opinion? Are you done?
Go ahead, say your unpopular opinion. All I know is Miss Betty said, fuck her. Okay.
She said blood ain't always thicker than water.
But it is though. I
So,
mean, blood is literally thicker than water, unless it's watered down.
oh, you stupid. But okay, so number one issue with this particular scene.
We got issues with an S. We start with number one.
Issues. Number one, it gave very forced and fake, in my opinion.
It gave Lisa wasn't getting an Academy Award.
And neither was Miss Betty, because
I think she did a better job.
Lisa if you're going for the Miss Wanda Oscars, then absolutely, yeah, then maybe she's getting up there. She's nominated. She's not getting any awards. But this is just my opinion. It may be unpopular. Y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. I do like Stormy. I do know that she obviously likes being on the show, wants to stay on the show. And so a part of that is trying to be real and show her family. And I'm gonna just be honest, I didn't think any of this was real. It looked fake, it looked phony to me. And then I think Miss Betty, watching all the reality TV that she does and staying online and on social media, I think that she thought, oh, well, I think the reason why Aunt Lisa, the only reaction that I think was genuine and real was when Aunt Lisa was like, oh, so you're about, and that's why I said I didn't like it, because I felt like they set her up like, oh, it's going to be a conversation. And Miss Betty, going by the Miss Wanda playbook, is I'm going to sell our whole family under the bus in hopes that we're going to get on next season. And like, Aunt Lisa didn't come for that purpose. And so I believe she was genuinely but outside of that, I feel like Stormy probably told her, no, Aunt Lisa, we'll just come over and talk, and it's just going to be filmed on camera. And I think she led her to believe that this was going to be a calm or just a decent conversation. And Miss Betty didn't come on that. Miss Betty came on, I want another season.
So you saying we was fishing for a storyline?
Okay. And then two.
Guess what? Let me say this, and I'm not saying this right, okay, but let me say this. I know the checks that they make on these shows is really not a lot, right? But a lot of people do it to get noticed. And I'm not saying that her product was not popping already. But did you buy it before the show came on?
No.
And I guarantee you, you ain't the only one. So it served its purpose. It's going to continue to, and she wants to continue to stay on this show so that she can come out with more products. Show
Well,
that she,
go about you in your baby narrative or what, or your beef with Mel or
that's
whatever.
not making her no money. She wants to be able to promote her business and promote that she's moving into a new space that's more productive. People are going to get their packages on time. She's going to find a whole new staff. I mean,
No, and that's great. What did that got to do with you, your mama, your aunt, and your mama's drama, and them and your mama being a little ignorant?
it secures her spot for next season so she can continue to promote her business.
I don't know. I don't know. I get it. People are gonna be people. But again, to me, it didn't seem actually real. And it seemed, like I said, it seemed a little forced and phony and a little extra. And I do believe Aunt Lisa was a little caught off guard because she wasn't there to play that game. And then when she realized, and then, oh, so here's the number two. Here's what really bothered me. Then Aunt Lisa, and this is how I really feel like she was not a part of this plan. Because when she walks away and she walks off, Stormy then goes and it happens twice during their scene. She walks off. She's like, your mother's evil. I don't want nothing to do with her. No, come on. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it, Aunt Lisa. Come back. Come back. And then after the second time of Betty being ignorant with her, she goes outside again only for, oh, come back, Aunt Lisa. Come back. What the fuck? If that was,
The only thing,
I don't know. It just
the
gives
only thing,
you got to come back and finish the scene because we're getting and it was like if it was real and it was that dramatic, I don't think that you continue to bring somebody in and traumatize them. Now I understand Stormy thinks this is the way we healthily solve problems by sitting here yelling at each other, but that's not. It wasn't getting them anywhere. And clearly,
the only thing for me was you're telling her to come back. You're going to chase after her and telling her to come back, but you're not talking to your mom and you're saying, "Oh, I can't talk to her." But your mom is the one who's
spitting out the venom.
Yeah, so
I just felt like she was bringing her back for more and more abuse, and I was like, "Why is this okay? Why is this okay?" And I said, "If this is real, this is really terrible that you, for a scene, for a storyline in the show, you continue to bring your aunt back and she was, and that's why I was happy when Aunt Lisa was like, if that means we can't be a part of your life, boo boo, I'm not doing this with you or your mother."
And she said, if I have to talk to that lady again, you're gonna be bailing both of us out of jail. And then she turns around and there's Miss Betty again. So now Miss Betty came and found her.
To be continued.
Yeah,
let me know what y'all
next
think.
episode they're gonna pick up where they left off.
Like I said, first point, fake and phony. Second, I don't like, if that wasn't fake and phony, I didn't agree with her traumatizing her aunt more than she already was traumatized in that scene. And it was just terrible. And I hope it was fake and it was just bad acting. But thank you, Shade Squad, for tuning in to another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you have not already, guys, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you guys catch us next week. As you know, Love and Marriage Detroit will be coming on. So we will catch you sometime Sunday, Monday-ish with our review and lock that down for y'all. Let y'all know how that's going, what we think what's that going to be like. Chanel think it's going to be lit, like real lit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. No, and I hate no Detroit. I'm just saying, we'll see what happens. Anyway, we'll catch you guys later. Have a great weekend. A happy Juneteenth. Have a good night.
Good night.